All right, so a couple years ago I did a video about living off the grid here in Montana, and for circumstances outside of our control I had to take that video down. So now I decided to do another one. This house is currently for sale. It's listed by a guy in our office who was nice enough to let us come out and shoot this video so you guys can see what off the grid living is like. This is not very primitive off the grid living, as you will see. This is luxury off the grid living. So Hillary is here with me today and she's going to give us a tour of the property. Here we go.
So it is Saturday morning and I've spent the last 2 hours in the car with Will, being driven 35 miles away from any source of power or utilities. And this is where we ended up. We are at a listing that is currently available in Polbridge. So now that we're here, we're going to give you a tour of the main house and then these cabins that you see behind me. All right, so there are 4 cabins on the property, 3 of which look very similar to this one. They just have a bed inside and then a little propane heater. All of the cabins are connected by this deck that we're walking on right now, and they all overlook this beautiful view. Hay Creek is running right below us and you can hear it. Maybe. Now we're going to check out the larger cabin. This one has a kitchen and more of a living space. So as you can see, this cabin has a kitchen and it has a propane fridge and stove and a wood burning stove. And you are surrounded by national forest out here, so you never have to worry about anything being built in front of your view. All right, so now we're going to show you the main house. We'll start out in this large wood shop, what every cabin in the woods needs. And then you have an office space right in here. And then we'll step into the main living space. You've got laundry, washer and dryer, and then a full kitchen setup with a propane stove. And then your bathroom area is back here. So you've got a toilet, you have a walk-in shower, and then a double sink here. So now let's go check out the upstairs. So the upstairs space is definitely my favorite area on this property. It's just huge, open floor plan. There are beautiful views out every window. We don't have many lights on and it still feels really bright in here. There's another propane stove right up here, and then if you walk back into these little nooks hidden behind the bookcases, you've got your sleeping areas.
All right, so let's talk about how this place operates out here 35 miles away from power and everything else. If you look over here, and Hillary will show you later in the cabins, there's propane powered refrigerators and little furnaces, but here's your propane tank, which is obviously a necessity out here for fuel. So you'll obviously need to make sure you keep up and check this all the time to make sure you don't run out of propane, which would then shut down all your heating supply in the little cabins. Over here, you can see there's a well, and again, the well is run from the power that's generated by the solar panel back there, and then the generator as well that operates all this when the solar panel cannot produce enough power to keep up with the batteries if they get run down. So another thing here in this luxury off-the-grid living that we have that the pioneers probably did not have is you'll see the Starlink dish up here. So you have internet out here in the middle of nowhere, which if you're living off the grid, who doesn't need internet? So like I showed you a minute ago, there was a propane tank that just operated those cabins over there. This is the bigger one that runs the main house. And again, kind of the lifeblood of the operation besides the generator to provide heat and refrigeration. And then here is the real lifeblood of the operation. This is your generator, and this runs whenever the solar does not keep up and you need to get a bigger charge on the batteries in the house. And like I said in the video I did last year, a lot of times in the middle of winter it's pretty cloudy out here and we don't get the sunlight, the direct sunlight, so that's when these generators run the most and do the most work. So here we are in the garage, and we're at the command center of the electrical portion of the operation. All the power comes in from the solar panel right here, and all of this equipment will communicate with the generator and the batteries that are underneath all of this. And once the batteries get down to a certain point, if the solar panels can't keep up, it'll automatically kick the generator on. Then over here, instead of having a hot water tank, we have the tankless hot water system. So, like I said, this is not the primitive living off the grid, kind of has everything. So now let's take a look at the aerial view of this property.
We hope you enjoyed this quick little tour of luxury off-the-grid living in Montana. If you have any questions about this property or are interested in looking for something else off the grid, please let us know. And I am about to get back in the car for another 2-hour drive with Will.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information. And don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.